I was in church.
Nali mu
I
kanisa
was anointed.
ng'amafuta ngalina
I was preaching.
nga n'enjiri njibuulira
Miracles were happening.
ebyamagero nga bibaawo
I was struggling financially.
naye nga mu bya ssente nfuba bufubi.
Saints,
abatukuvu
I was borrowing money.
nga neewola ssente
Miracles were happening.
naye ng'ebyamagero bibaawo.
But I was struggling since 1982, 83,
okuva
84.
82, 83, 84
We bought the land. I
ne
was not
tugula
paying
ettaka
it.
nga sinali
I gave
malayo
in the car.
ne ntuna
I
n'emmotoka
met
yange
T.L. Osborne.
nsisinkanye T.L. Osborne
He had given me a garment.
ampadde n'ekyambalo kye
But I was begging people
naye nga nsabiriza
who were
abantu
not even believers
abatali na bakkiriza
to lend me money to buy a one-way ticket to the US or
bampole
UK.
ssente zigula tiketi entwala ebungereza oba mu Amerika nga tetenziza.
So they put me on a program to preach with my spiritual father. Talked to this pastor to
kitange
invite
mu
me
mwoyo
to
yayogera
preach.
n'omusumba omwanyaniriza embuulire.
They knew Benson Idahosa.
Benson Idahosa baali bamumanyi
So for him, he came to preach.
ye
the
yali
last
azze
day.
kubuulira.
So this man said, okay,
Omusajja
Robert
n'agamba,
can
kale
preach
n'omusumba Robert abuulire.
in the morning, the young man.
Omuvubuka abuulire ku
Because I was
makya.
very, very young.
Nali nkyali muto ddala.
And so I go there to preach.
Ne ŋŋenda
In the
okubuulira
morning,
ku makya.
the word of knowledge was powerful.
Ekigambo ky'okumanya nga kyamaanyi.
Miracles were wonderful.
Ebyamagero nga biyitirivu.
So we finished,
Ne tumaliriza
we went to lunch,
ne tugenda ku kyemisana.
everybody rushing to come back
Buli omu n'ayanga okudda
to hear Benson Idahosa.
okuwulira.
That was my first time to meet him. I
gwe
heard
gwali
of him.
omulundi ogusoose nali muwuliddeko naye nga simusinkananga.
Child of God.
Mwana Katonda.
In the afternoon, the pastor after lunch, he gave me an envelope.
Oluvannyuma lw'ekyemisana omusumba n'ampa ebbaasa
It had a check of $1,000.
Ngerimu-
Nobody has ever given me
ng'erimu
$1,000.
kyeke ya $1,000 teri yali azimpadde ezo.
I nearly knelt down to thank him.
Kaabula katanfukamire mwebaze.
The man said, oh, God's going to bless
Sajja nagamba
you.
Mukama agenda kuwa mukisa.
So it's a check.
Yali kyeke.
I said, thank you, Lord.
Ne ŋŋamba Mukama nga
I'm going to
weebaze.
send it to the office.
Ngenda ziweereza ku ofiisi.
My spiritual father, Dr. T.L. Osborne, and Desi
Kitange
had
mwoyo,
given me
Dr.
in
T.L.
their office, that had given me a room, an
Mu
office
ofiisi
for my
yaabwe
ministry.
baali bampaddemu yafeesi ey'obuweereza bwange.
And their secretary was my secretary.
Sekretale waabwe nga nanga sekretale
So I was
wange
going to take the
nga
check,
ngenda twala
put
kyeke
it there.
ngiteekeyo
They put it in, I get money,
agikashinge
I
nfune
get the
sente
$400,
nfune $400
pay back the taxes, I mean the ticket that brought
tiketi
me,
y'ennyonyi
and maybe
eyandeta
remain with the 200 or something like that.
sigazeewo bwe
I'm
bibiri
struggling to get sound system.
nga
I'm
nfuba
struggling
okufuna
to get this.
ebyuma.
And here comes Idahosa.
Ne zireeta Ssaabalabirizi Idahosa,
Very tall, very
musajja muwanvu nnyo munene
loud,
awoggana,
Nigerian typical accent.
Omunigeria awedde emirimu.
We were the only two black people in that church.
Mu kkanisa eyo nga ffe baddugavu ffekka abalimu.
So he turned around and said,
N'akyuka n'agamba,
you must be Kayanja.
oteekwa okuba gwe Kayanja.
I said, yes, sir.
Ne nga weewaawo ssebo.
As T.L. Osborne told me
N'ate
about.
Osborne yambulidde ebikwatako.
So I sat here,
Ne
the pastor
ntuula
here,
omusumba
Idahosa
n'atuula
there,
Idahosa wali,
pastor here, his wife, and
omusumba
Idahosa.
mukyala we ne Ssaabalabirizi.
They call him,
Ne bamuyita.
he sang a song, I can't remember.
Yayimba oluyimba lwe sijjukira.
And then he started preaching.
N'atandika okubuulira.
Everybody was up, all white people.
Bonna nga
The
bazungu.
favor the man had was incredible.
Omukuganja omusajja kwe yayina
The
nga
faith the man was operating in.
okukkiriza omusajja kwe yali akoleramu.
I said, yeah, he's dressed in Nigerian garment.
Ayambadde ekyambalo ky'Abanigeria.
And I said, I think
Ne ŋŋamba
I
ndowooza
need a Nigerian garment.
neetaagayo nange ekyambalo ky'Abanigeria.
Because when you wear that thing,
Bw'oyambala ekintu ekyo
things move.
ebintu birabika bitambula,
Miracles happen.
ebyamagero byagwa.
Then he said,
N'agamba
we need to help this church to be finished.
twetaaga oyambe ekkanisa eno eggwe.
Today
Leero
is the day we are paying
lwe
it off.
lunaku tubisasula byonna.
So everybody in this room,
Buli muntu ali wano
this is 1986.
mu
I'm not talking about
86.
today.
Soogera ku nnaku zino
1986.
1986.
Everybody is going to give $1,000.
N'agamba buli alimu n'agenda waayo $1,000.
I said,
Ne ŋŋamba
okay.
kale
Tell these Americans.
Agamba bandozo gamba bana America.
They have the money.
Sente boba lina. After they give, I will also tell them to give me some.
The man said, and we start with Uganda. He wanted to mention my name, but he couldn't remember my name. He said, we start with Uganda. You are the first one. I said,
Wanji.
Me?
Nze.
No.
Nedda.
And the man went on and went on and said, come on, bring $1,000. I said, I don't have it. He said, you have it. On your back pocket. I had put the envelope on my back pocket. I'd
even fastened the button of the pocket because my livelihood depended on that. I wondered how the man had known that. I told him,
you have to give that $1,000. Let me tell you, when I went to Uganda in 1979, after Idi Amin had been kicked out, they invited me. He turned to me, is so and so still there? Mpora Mpora was my singer. Is Mpora Mtoro boy still there? I said, I don't know Mpora Mpora. He said he was playing a guitar. He said, and they took me to bathroom. These people had no bathroom, they had a toilet. And when I went in, when I came out, all the flies followed me. I got more annoying. I said, you have to go this far because you want my $1,000. The devil is working me now. He's working on me now. Everything is coming up and I feel like I don't have the money. I don't. You are Nigerian. I'm Ugandan. Leave me alone. You know, the
moment you realize that you're badly off, when you start to eliminate yourself from the mirror, talking about how you look, we are in church talking about God. Where did Nigeria and Uganda come about? See what the devil does to you. That's how it starts. You start saying those are rich, me I'm poor. You see them? That one has connection. Me I don't have. So and so people. You start right there. I started eliminating myself. Then a lady came to bail me out. She brought $800, 850 and some change.
Archbishop, I have something to say.
Archbishop,
He turned to the woman. He said, what? He said, seems maybe he doesn't have the money. I have $850 here. If someone has more, can add on? Idahosa, bring it.
Idahosa said, there were even some coins. He hit the money in the face of the white woman.
You should never do this. You people came to
Africa.
You enslaved us. Even when God is delivering us, here you come trying to bail us out. That's why you give us used tea bags.
The woman started to shake and tremble. I said, this man now is out. It's only 2 black men. The white people are going to die. And they said these black men killed the white people. I wanted to take off.
And he turned to me. Bring that $1,000.
I stopped speaking English. I started arguing in Luganda. Let me tell you, whenever you're in the spirit and you start speaking just know the devil doesn't want to let you go. It's hard for blacks to quarrel in English in a foreign land when you're angry.
You will see me. You don't
know the next one. So you get back in your native language or in Unankole and you quarrel. Bring $10,000.
No, it's not me.
When they hold on to you, then you start speaking Swahili. Then you start speaking Lunyankole, arguing. The man turned and said,
even if you quarrel in your language. And I was speaking quietly here.
Another white lady lifted up her finger.
Go to the bathroom. Sit down. Lock the door.
That's when I said, you know, I said, let me pull out the 1,000 so that people won't die here. I pulled it out. I signed it and gave it to him. But in my heart I knew after the service we were going to attend a certain party for dinner. I said I will ask him for my money. I'll tell him you brought problems. I thought you're going to kill these white people. He said the only reason I gave him money, that's my money to take me back home. I need my $1,000. When I released the 1,000, it was like I released and loosed the white people. They all pulled out checks. Those days were days of checks. They pulled out checkbooks and all of them were dropping money. I had never seen money. The entire pulpit was green with dollars. Idahosa jumped. He came where I was because I was standing, shouting and clapping. The man laid his hand on me. You know when they have put 50 tons on you, I had never felt that heaviness on me. I found myself on the floor. He told me you will never be poor again.
All the days of your life. So, okay. We finished, went on the backside Archbishop.
To meet the Archbishop. In the overflow, little did I know, Chinana Mokaga, Nigerians started streaming in after dinner. They were crawling. Papa,
you came in Lagos. You had a meeting 2 years ago. I had no money. I gave all I had. And I got a scholarship. I am now working for NASA. Here's my seed.
I didn't know what a seed was. Young man pulled out $10,000, gave it to Idahosa, and another 5,000, another 1,000. The line was from here up to the gate. Nigerians, Ghanaians. He opened the briefcase and it was filled. He had another briefcase. It was also filled with money. I said, Then it was about 4 a.m. People who finished the service around 11. People are still giving him money. He was praying for them. Then he put his arm right there. He pulled out a bundle of $100,000 US. Say Uganda.
See this?
I thought he was going to give me the money. You know the devil. When he's talking to a Christian, he speaks like a Christian. The devil speaks like a Christian. He said, you sowed? This is your harvest now. They are going to give you some of this.
Out of faith,
instead of believing for the harvest, you expect for the harvest. Yet it's not yet time. The man put the money back.
Nobody takes me hostage.
Put the 100,000 back. Put his money. He pulled out 100,000, put it back. Pulled out 100,000, put it back.
May God bless
He said, when I wanted to talk to a pastor came in. I wanted to tell my friend, let's go on the side. I need to whisper something to you. My 1,000. Did they allow me? Man continued praying for people. Says, since we are in the same hotel, I'm in the same hotel with him, I'll see him on breakfast. And I'll tell him some of the issues we have so that he may come visit Uganda.
I'm coming to Uganda.
Yes, he said,
I'll be a big brother to you. No problem.
But my 1,000. Brothers and sisters, I went and I slept off. I woke up at 6 a.m. A person who, if you're a creditor, you can sleep. I arranged the words I needed to tell him.
Archbishop,
The 1,000 was for my ticket. I also need speakers. I also need this. We are constructing the church. We bought land, this and that. You start talking to yourself like a madman. At 7 I went for breakfast. I ate breakfast. I waited for the Archbishop. He didn't show up. 8 a.m. The pastor came to check us out. He said, I asked him, are you a Sabarabidis? He said, the moment you saw him after praying for fellow Nigerians,
he's on his way to
Nigeria. In my heart I said, this man backslid long time ago. God left him.
He gave
my money to the white people, and he received his money. Left me here, I don't even have money back home. I wondered if I can talk to the pastor. I didn't have a single money. I didn't know my next stopover. While I was there, Pastor Woodrow Walker from Atlanta.
Oh, you are the one I've been waiting. I thought you are also going with Archbishop. When you preached in the morning, I was here with my wife. Our church is so small. We want you to come. We will do everything we can. Satan is so bad. Woodrow
Walker is a black man. The white person. You would think it's the whites who have the money. If Satan is to destroy you, he causes you to be color conscious and language conscious. You think those have the money. They have your harvest. Then I was discouraged. I said, where are you from? I had no place to go, I had no money. I said, let me first talk to God about that invitation. You know, you're going nowhere. And you say, let me first enter into prayer. About 15 minutes later, Spirit told me, you go tell the man, let him take you. We entered the car, drove from North Carolina up to Atlanta. The man checked me into the JW
on
Marriott.
The presidential suite.
You use a key card to enter.
Yeah, we want a presidential
suite. My English by then.
Sweet
was a suite. In Uganda, we didn't have a presidential suite. Sheraton was already bombed. There was no good hotel, decent one. So there are suites for presidents. For eating. When I entered, there was something called a jacuzzi. I had never seen it before. There was a bathroom. There was a tub.
A major bedroom.
There was a major bedroom.
And rooms attached.
There was a kitchen like the president's leave. He said, all this place is yours. If you want to order by using this. You can even take advantage of the jacuzzi. I said, jacuzzi? What? How does it operate? What does it do? I don't want to break people's things so that they may arrest me for not. You press it, first put on some salt, put on this, then you... You know how white people, the English accent was something else from mine.
Well, we come and you just press this one button, and then the water comes, and then
write the instructions down. Write the instructions down. Then he took me through now.
No, I don't want to break it.
They left.
Both
the AIDS rooms had beds. It was a Saturday. They told me I'm preaching afternoon and evening. Then Monday they would send me off. I said, you know, I first slept in the main bed. When I woke up for prayers, after prayers, I slept in another bed. After, towards daybreak, I entered another bed, making sure I exhaust my favor, making sure I enjoy all my money. So we went for the service. The Lord moved. There were some nearby churches in the town. It was called Garnett. Some nearby churches. The miracles happened. All of those nearby churches came. Pastor said, we've never seen this. We can't stop this revival. Let's go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I know what happened. I had nowhere to go. Now the Lord has given me nakumusam. I said, let me preach. May the Lord move. The Lord moved indeed. He performed miracles on Sunday evening while we were finishing. Pastor said, sir, we want you to come hold a revival every year. The message you preach, we even got money to take us to the place you just prophesied about. The Lord showed me a place where they're going to relocate the church. So we got the money. We were looking for the place these days. Some people wanted to take it, but we didn't have money. Now we're going to take over. The money you've raised in this meeting is enough. He pulled out 3 envelopes. One had $3,000. I didn't tell them I don't have a ticket back home. He told me, these $3,000. Remember, I was crying for $1,000. I was crying for $1,000. He told me these 3,000 are for your air ticket. Those were about 7 tickets.
Obedience is better than sacrifice. He
pulled out the second envelope. There was $7,000. He told me that is for you personally. He pulled out a check. It was $25,000. He said, you talked about a truck you need. We had started this place was waterlogged. We bought it from Tata.
UPL 450.
That Tata is still operational. It is still on the road. Listen, they changed the back bed, but the number plate is still on.
UPL 450.
He gave me a check of $25,000.
Idahosa is the man of God.
Idahosa musajja wa Katonda.
Yes.
Pastor said,
he's a man of God.
Musajja wa Katonda.
And by the way, he came back. Today he has just preached at Chapel Hill. This evening. He came back this afternoon. You want me to call him?
I told the pastor, please don't help me. Don't make sure you don't call the man. He may tell me, give all your money.
From that moment on, more blessing came. God
God started performing miracles. That's when I met Pastor Jessica. Sheka Bobre. The blessing God is going to give you is not just money or monetary. The enemy often tells you, when you release this money, the spirit that's going to fight you to hit it in poverty. Tampering with the offerings people give to church. I read in the New Vision. Ethics and integrity, extortion, taking people's money by extortion. They don't know the history of Uganda. I don't support those who extort money from people.